How many times have you gone to a buffet and people give you that look? Or how many times have you gone to an amusement park and you just pray to God that the buckle will fasten? How many times have you gone to buy a pair of jeans and or a pair of pants period, and you're going down the rack and you're just praying that they have your size? How many times have you been in your car and you just want to eat, but you don't want to be judged? So you go to Burger King here across the street, and go to McDonald's, and then go park somewhere and eat by yourself. How many times have you willingly said, hey, I'll do the dishes, I'll put the food away, but you did it because you knew that you wanted to still eat, because you didn't eat a ton of dinner because you didn't want to be judged? How many times have you been told, oh, she has such a cute face, if only you would lose weight? How many times have you been told, I've got the perfect thing to help you? How many times have you been told, it's not just what you eat, you have to pray and you have to exercise 99 hours a day? How many times have you wanted somebody just to love you for you, but then you hear a comment made, man, I can get the money from her because a fat girl do anything to keep a man around? How many times have you heard, small sizes, it's portion control? How many times have you been accused of digging your grave with your fork? How many times have people not wanted you to ride their bike because they didn't want a flat tire? How many times have you been called hippo, fatso? How many times have you been called out of your name? How many times have you been in gym class and you didn't want to participate because you knew you couldn't run, but you knew, and everybody was going to laugh? How many times have you tried Weight Watchers? How many times have you tried the Atkins diet? How many times have you tried keto? How many times have you tried the cabbage diet? How many times have you tried being a vegan simply for the fact of losing weight, not for other reasons? How many times have you counted macros? How many times have you, done the Dolly Parton diet? Or how many times have you done the California whatever? How many times have you done these things? How many times have you worked out to the point to where you tore tendons in your legs and stuff because you had to do it? How many times have you busted your butt to try to lose weight and you still feel you don't feel any different? How many times have you cried because you've tried everything? How many times have you just said, help me, God, I'm a fat girl? How many times? How many times? So that's what we're going to talk about, is help me, God, I'm a fat girl. So right now you're probably thinking, well, you don't look so fat to me. Well, guess what? Honestly, right now, I have lost quite a bit of weight. Okay, I'm not going to lie. Once upon a time, I was over, the 400 pound, right around the 400-pound mark, got to 389, and was yo-yoing back and forth. And then in 1996, I did have a gastric bypass, so I'm not ashamed to share that. But, I've had to still, have, look at food differently. But here's the thing about all of it. Through it all, I can't tell you how many times I have thrown my hands up and said, help me, God. I'm a fat girl. Help me, God. So how many of you guys are crying out like, help me, God, I'm a fat girl? And I think, the sooner that we're able to say that, the sooner, and recognizing it. And you know what? And so what if you are? So what? And that's the point. That's the place that I'm trying to even get to this day. Is like, you know what? So what? So what if I still have hips and butt? So what? I'm going to love me because this is how God made me. Now, there's people who probably aren't going to like that. There's probably, people who would say, yeah, I get the whole health thing. I understand all that. Trust me, I understand. I'm an educated woman here, okay? Very much so, by the way. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. But I am going to be talking about a lot of different topics where it's okay to get to the point to just throw your hands up and say, help me, God. Because sometimes, guess what? He's the only one that can help you. He's the only one that can help you love you. He's the only one that sees you when you cry. He's the only one that can comfort you when he sees how people treat you. He's the only one that sees you sneak into the fridge and knows why you're doing it because you're self-medicating with food. He's the only one that knows the truth. There's times when you may not even know. So you know what? Cut yourself a break. It is okay. It is okay to say, help me, God. I'm a fat girl. Help me, God. Help me, God. And mean it. And say like, dear Heavenly Father, help me. Because this is where I'm at in my life right now. This is the stuff that I'm facing right now. You see how these people are treating me. You see how they're talking about me. And they don't know if you have a medical problem, to why you're, why you may be carrying a little bit more weight or carrying a lot of weight. Maybe because you know what? Some of the most beautiful women in the world are plus size, are the curves, and that's one thing I will say is, when I was heavier, man, I wish I would have been shaped just right because then I probably would have thought about it different. But man, thick women are some of the most beautiful women. So don't, you know what? If you've decided this is who you are, say, okay, God, I'm a little bit thick or I'm a whole lot thick. You know what? I'm thick and juicy. This is me. I'm plump and pleasurable, however you want to say it. But God, help me then to love this. Help me, God, to love this. And Lord, if I do need to lose weight, if you see something in me that is not healthy, then show me. But again, help me, God. Help me, God. Because and he will show you and give you, ideas and, the desire to do what you need to do to be healthy. Now, I'm not a health guru by any stretch of the imagination. None whatsoever. I like to take serious topics and try to lighten them a little bit. And I like to talk real. I don't want to sugarcoat it. It's like, I just want to talk about some things. There's some things I'm very passionate about. And then there's some things that, are like, whatever. But when it comes to the heart of people, I love people. And so this is just one of those things. Today, we're going to say, help me, God. And this won't be the last time that you see me. Not sure what our next topic is going to be, but just remember, you're beautiful. You're amazing. Did you hear me? Say it with me. I'm beautiful. I'm amazing. Okay, there you go. Yes, you're beautiful. You're amazing. You can do all things through Christ. Okay? You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are wonderful. You are loving. You are brilliant. You are amazing. You are amazing. You have a lot to offer. You are not a mistake. You are not ugly. You will not be alone. You will be loved. You are lovable. You are an amazing human being. So be blessed today, and I'll talk to you soon.